Welcome to the Robots vs. Vampires podcast.
Yes.
Get ready for another thrilling plunge into the unexpected.
Oh, I love it.
Tales of good versus evil from these realms we all love to explore, sci-fi and fantasy.
Right.
This time, though, we're diving deep into two stories. You sent these in, which is awesome, and they're all about teenagers, right? Teenagers with powers.
Teenagers with these like extraordinary powers, but it's like, is it a gift? Is it a curse? You know, that whole blurry line.
The tough one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who hasn't wished for superpowers at some point?
Right.
But then you get to the nitty-gritty, and it's like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah. Careful what you wish for.
Exactly. So we're going to unpack these stories together, see what we can learn about, well, destiny, choice, the whole deal.
The big questions.
The big ones. And, of course, the courage to face the unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Okay, ready to jump in?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So first up, no one wants to hear the death song.
Ooh, that title.
Right. Gives you chills.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got Keely, totally normal ninth grader, right? Just dealing with all the usual high school stuff, the drama.
Yeah, the social world.
Exactly. And things were actually looking up for her. She got like this amazing haircut.
Got the confidence boost.
Right. Total confidence boost. And she snagged the lead in the school play.
Wow, that's a big deal.
Huge. I mean, that's high school fame right there.
Totally.
And there's this spark, with Jake from Chem Lab.
Ooh, la la, a little romance brewing.
Yeah, maybe. It's all very ninth grade. But, things are good. And then, bam, she gets hit with this power.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. And it's not like super strength or telekinesis or something cool. It's the ability to predict death. But here's the thing. She does it by screaming.
Oh, wow. That's intense.
It's pretty intense, right?
Not your typical superpower.
Not at all. And it's not just some vague feeling either. It's like this bone-shaking wail that just erupts from her and someone dies.
Like instantly.
It's immediate.
Yeah.
And tragic. I mean, can you imagine the first time it happens, she's on stage, right? She's got the lead, remember?
Oh, yeah.
And the stage lights are blinding.
Yeah.
And she hits this high note. It's this incredible scream. And then silence. Mr. Henderson, her drama teacher, just collapses.
On the spot.
Right there on the spot. And, everyone's in shock. The paramedics rush in. They say it was a heart attack. But Keely, she knows.
She knows her scream did it.
That's a heavy burden for a ninth grader.
Heavy doesn't even begin to describe it. I mean, talk about a life-altering moment, right?
Yeah.
1 minute you're basking in the spotlight. The next minute you're linked to someone's death. It's like, boom, your whole world just implodes.
It really makes you question, how do you even begin to process something like that, especially at that age?
Right. And she can't exactly talk to anyone about it, right? I mean, who would believe her? So she goes home, and it's like everything, every news report, every ambulance siren just triggers this awful feeling, this knowledge that she could scream again and someone else could die. And her mom just looks at her with this like silent accusation. It's like the word freak is hanging in the air, It's heartbreaking.
It's that feeling of isolation, isn't it? Like suddenly you're completely alone in this terrifying new reality.
And then it gets even weirder, like hold on to your hats weirder, because these ancient women show up.
Ancient women.
Yeah, they just like materialize in her bedroom. They're wearing these black cloaks, like something out of a creepy fairy tale.
Oh, wow.
And they call themselves the Whispering Ones.
Okay, that's ominous.
Super ominous. And they tell her that this death scream, it's a gift with a capital G.
A gift. Seriously.
I know, right? And get this, you expect her to use it, like choose who dies next. I mean, can you even imagine?
That's a lot of pressure.
It's insane.
And
right?
put on anyone, let alone a teenager.
Exactly. And of course, Keely's like, no way, this isn't a gift, it's a curse. She just wants to get rid of it. She wants to go back to normal, obsessing over Jake from Chem Lab, rehearsing for the play.
The normal teenage anxieties.
Yeah, exactly. And it's in this moment of complete and utter despair, that she bumps into Jake behind the gym.
Oh, so maybe a little more than a maybe crush?
Maybe. It's kind of cute, actually, how it's described in the story. But anyway, she's hiding, right? She's like this close to just blurting it all out. I'm a freak. I hear death. Run.
I can just imagine the turmoil she's feeling.
Right. And then Jake, he starts talking about banshees out of nowhere. He says his grandma used to tell him stories about them. And he says this really important thing. Banshees don't cause death. They just hear it coming.
Oh, wow. That changes things.
It's like a total game changer. Right. It gives her this whole new way to think about her power. maybe, just maybe, it's not about being a Grim Reaper.
Maybe it's a warning system.
Exactly. It's about giving people a heads up, a chance to change things. And this new understanding, it's put to the test almost immediately. The very next morning on the school bus.
Oh, wow. Talk about pressure.
Right. I mean, she gets on that bus, probably shaking, right?
Yeah.
And she goes up to the driver, a total stranger, and tells him he needs to check the brakes.
That takes some serious guts.
It does. It's risky, right? I mean, what if he just laughs at her? But thankfully, he takes her seriously. And guess what?
Faulty brakes.
Faulty brake line. If they hadn't stopped, that bus would go right off a cliff. I mean, it's a miracle, really. And it's all because Keely spoke up. Because she saw her power not as a way to decide who dies, but who gets a second chance.
It's a powerful shift in perspective, from passive observer to active participant.
And of course, the whispering ones, they're not happy about this. She's right. They show up again, all furious, and they're like, you're going against the old ways. But Keely, she stands up to them.
Good for her.
I know. She's like, your ways suck. If I have this power, I'm not playing Grim Reaper. People get second chances.
Boom. Mic drop.
Right. It's awesome. But then they fade away, and they give her this warning. Beware, there are those who seek to silence the Banshee's song.
Ew, that's creepy.
Super creepy. But the story ends with Keely and Jake walking home, and there's this echo of her scream in the air. But it's different now. It's mixed with this feeling of defiance, this determination to keep saving people, to keep defying fate.
It leaves you with this sense of hope, right? That even in the face of something as dark as death, there's a possibility of choice, of changing the outcome.
Absolutely. Okay, ready for our second story.
Hit me with it.
This one we're calling Lucid Nightmare. And it's about this girl, Maya, whose dreams start to, they start to bleed into reality, but in the weirdest ways.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Right, so imagine you're in history class, right? Learning about ancient Rome, and suddenly, boom, there's a whole legion of Roman soldiers marching through the classroom. Or you're in gym and there's a platypus with wings, just casually flying around.
A winged platypus. Now that's random. It's so random. But that's what's happening to Maya. Her dreams are just like invading her waking life. And of course her parents are worried, right? So they take her to the doctor. And what's the diagnosis? Growing pains. And an overactive imagination.
The classic dismissal.
It's like, come on, this is way beyond an overactive imagination.
Yeah, a winged platypus isn't exactly typical teenage angst.
No. So Maya's feeling pretty lost and alone until this new kid, Lucas, shows up. And he's got this like knowing look in his eyes. And he tells her, Maya, you're not just dreaming, you're weaving. You're tapping into the stuff between worlds.
Okay, now things are getting interesting.
Right. It sounds crazy, but after everything she's been through, Maya's like, okay, I'm listening. And Lucas, he explains that there's this whole underground network of lucid dreamers.
Secret society of dream weavers. I like it.
And they're not just like messing around in their dreams, they're controlling them. They're facing their fears. They're building these elaborate dream fortresses.
That's next level dreaming. It's amazing. And for Maya, whose reality is already feeling pretty shaky, it's like a lifeline. So she starts training with them. And it's intense. I mean, they're making her face her worst fears, pop quizzes with no pants, that kind of thing.
The ultimate nightmare.
Right. And then they're teaching her to manifest objects in her dreams. Like she'll start with a spaghetti broom, and then bam, it transforms into a flaming sword.
That's pretty cool.
It's awesome. And she's good at it. Really good.
Yeah.
But then things take a darker turn. These nightmares start showing up.
Nightmares, as in like bad dreams.
Way worse than bad dreams. It's like this seething darkness that's invading the dream world. And Lucas, he warns her. These nightmares, they're drawn to weavers. Like the more Maya weaves, the more powerful she gets, the more she opens this door to them.
So her power is also a liability.
Exactly. And it starts to affect the real world, too, like big time. The weird stuff is no longer just contained to Maya's immediate surroundings. There are freak storms, mass hallucinations, people acting totally out of character. It's chaos.
So her internal world is impacting the external world on a massive scale.
It's scary stuff. And Maya, she feels responsible, right?
Yeah.
Like this is all her fault. And then the nightmare, like the ultimate nightmare, it breaks through.
It actually crosses over into reality.
Yeah. It's chilling, actually, how it's described in the story. Maya, she dreams she's on this stormy beach, right? And she wakes up and she's ankle deep in sand. And there's this shadowy figure standing over her. It's terrifying.
So it's not just a dream anymore. It's a real tangible threat.
Exactly. And Maya, she has to fight. But at first she tries to, like, distract it. She creates this whirlwind of kittens.
A kitten whirlwind. That's adorable, but probably not very effective.
Right. It's cute, but it doesn't work. So she has to dig deeper. And she taps into the power of the storm. She conjures lightning, not with fear, but with this, like, this sense of control, this exhilaration. And then Lucas and the other dreamers, they show up, and their dreams, they add to the fight.
So it's a collective effort.
It's amazing. Like, even in this solitary realm of dreams, there's this power in unity, in working together.
Yeah.
And finally, there's this surge of light, and the nightmare, it's defeated. But Maya, she's exhausted. And the world, it feels different, less stable.
Like it's been through a battle, which it has, in a way.
Exactly. And Lucas, he says to her, "Welcome to the fight, Maya." It's like, this is just the beginning. The nightmares will always be out there, but so will the dreamers, ready to defend against the darkness.
It's a powerful message of resilience, isn't it?
It is. It's like, even in our dreams, we can find the strength to face our fears, to fight for what's good.
And it makes you wonder, right, how much power do our dreams really have? Could they be shaping our reality in ways we don't even realize?
So what do you think about these incredible stories, these robots vs. vampires deep dives?
They're mind-bending, that's for sure.
They are. In No One Wants to Hear the Death Song, we see this teenager, Keely, wrestling with this terrifying premonition. But she chooses to defy fate, to use her power to help people. What does that tell us about free will, about the power of choice, even when facing something as seemingly inevitable as death?
It's inspiring, right.
It is. And then with Maya in Lucid Nightmare, her inner world literally starts to reshape reality. It makes you think about the power of our minds, the potential of our dreams. Maybe there's more to our subconscious than we realize. Maybe we're all connected in ways we don't fully understand. And both of these teenagers, Keely and Maya, they show incredible courage. They're faced with these extraordinary circumstances, and they don't back down. They fight back.
Yeah, they take control. They own their power.
Exactly. And hopefully, these stories, these deep dives into these fantastical scenarios, they've sparked some thoughts for you, too.
I'm sure they have.
And we want to hear from you. What stood out to you? What are your theories? What do you think might happen next for Keely and Maya?
Yeah, let us know.
Thank you for joining us for another episode, another deep dive here on the Robots vs. Vampires podcast.
It's been a wild ride.
It has. Tune in next week for more captivating stories that blur those lines between science fiction and fantasy. And don't forget to rate and follow the show. It really helps us out.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
We do. And until next time, keep exploring those unexpected corners of your imagination. Who knows what you might find lurking there?
See you next time.
See ya.